Hello, everyone. Adrian Groenewald, Me Vision Academy. It's an honor to be here today, all the way from our place in the African bush right next to Kruger National Park, where we can see the Crocodile River and Kruger from the balcony. It's a wonderful place where we help leaders discover themselves. So one of the things we do is, of course, to shape leaders, successful leaders. And they come here, or we meet them, and we help them discover their personal vision of who they are, and as a leader, what they can achieve, and also with their teams. So we love that part. And when they come here, it's a life-changing experience. But the other exciting thing we do is to mobilize successful leaders by countries, sectors, and levels. And we give them a very exclusive special award. And today is part of that journey, unique journey with the Eskom Generation Leadership Team. A while back, Beki Nxumalo received his Successful Leader Award. He's nominated his leaders that have made the difference with him. And we are now presenting them this award with their unique reasons for it, and also asking them what they believe successful leadership is all about. I really believe with my whole heart that we have seen successful leadership on display, and we need to celebrate it, and we certainly need to share it with the world. We can't let this go by, and that's why we're meeting these amazing individuals. Today, we welcome Christopher Nani. He's the General Manager for Kusile Power Station. He's been at Eskom many, many years, and he was, of course, nominated by Beki himself. Christopher, welcome today.
Thank you very much, Adrian, and it's indeed a pleasure to be awarded this auspicious award. And we, as an Eskom, one of the leaders in Eskom, in the power station, and Kusile in particular, I really appreciate you and your organization for acknowledging the leaders on this side of the equator.
It's absolutely our pleasure and privilege. I'm going to hand you formally the award. There we go, Christopher. It's an exclusive recognition of successful leadership awarded to yourself, Christopher Nani, for at least the following. Some of them are in general, but some of them are unique to you. Consistently leading self and others successfully. We believe that's universal in leadership. You're always leading yourself, always leading others. The question is whether you're doing it successfully. And you have been doing it successfully. Currently as the General Manager, Kusile Power Station at Eskom. And then also for transforming Kusile into a flagship station by rallying the team together, significantly enhancing energy availability, and so influencing overall performance improvements across generation. And of course, your valuable contribution to Eskom Generation's exemplary success in South Africa, affecting our economy, in fact. But finally, also important to us, inspiring and developing future successful leaders in the process. It's an honor to sign as one of the co-founders, and that's our slogan, a journey to best self. And interesting enough, you're on that journey to your own best self. Kusile is on its journey to its best self. Eskom Generation and Eskom, all of us are on that unique journey to our best selves. And here's the formal congratulations for this incredible award.
Adrian, I am humbled. Thank you very much. I really appreciate the award. And if I had a choice, we would have as many leaders as possible in order not to only help oneself, however, but to help the entire South Africa to have leaders who can make a difference in their own little space. And indeed, South Africa can be a better country. And all we need to do is to keep focus and be leaders in our own right, in our little spaces, and make sure that we turn the country around. Thank you very much. And thanks very much to your organization.
It's such a pleasure. You know, Christopher, as you speak, Eskom is like a mini South Africa, and this miracle that's happened there due to quality leadership can truly be exponentially extrapolated to South Africa without a doubt. And that's why we're doing this, amongst other things. We think we can do that. So the big question to you is, what have you learned about successful leadership from the heart? It's been a unique ride. Tell us what you've learned.
It's been a rough ride. On my arrival a year ago, obviously not being new to Eskom, but new to Kusile, the first thing that shocked me, but it was not for the first time, was that on my arrival, I had 0 megawatts on the grid, meaning no units were running here on site. Obviously, with the things being mentioned across the country, and us owing it to the South Africans to make sure that we give them power, because the money we use in the power plant behind me is not ours. It belongs to yourself as a taxpayer. It belongs to everyone in the streets who is battling through difficulty of life, trying to make the ends meet. I felt that I was compelled to make sure that I make a difference. I had no choice but to mobilize the team and make sure that the power station runs. It was sad for me to arrive here and hear the birds humming in the plant. The plant is not supposed to be having birds, much as we love the nature, but it's supposed to vibrate and produce megawatts. I then mobilized the team and said to the team, we can do it. We owe it to the South Africans. This power plant needs to generate, and when it rests, it means it must be on load. And it should be on load not only for the sake of producing megawatts, but I said this power plant can be the best in the world, and it will be the best in the world. Yes, we had 0 megawatts, 0 EAF or energy availability factor by then. It's good to say to you, Adrian, and your listeners at home, that currently we are leading the pack in terms of the coal-fired power plants. On average, we're running at 83, 85% energy availability factor, and we consistently stay there at number one. But for me, it's not about being number one. What is important for yourself and all the other South Africans out there is that we need to produce power. We need to sweat these assets. We owe them lots and lots of power that we couldn't produce. And that's where I felt that really, if anything has to go by, we have to be consistently on load and be reliable. As I said earlier on, South Africans need power. The next challenge now is to remain there, look after these assets for the next coming 50 years, and follow simple engineering basic principles to deal with the issues that are emerging, fix the challenges that have got to do with the units or the machines that have just been put on load, which is optimization, which takes many years, obviously, without affecting power that is going out there. However, I'm positive with the kind of management that we have on site, with the kind of leadership in Megawatt Park, including the likes of our CEO, our chairman, and indeed Mr. Begingumalo, who's our director of power generation. I have no doubt that with that kind of support that we enjoy, we're definitely looking forward to another 200 days of no load shedding and beyond.
Christopher, okay, so that's fantastic. I mean, when you look at the dismal performance when you arrived there versus what's happening now, it's an absolute turnaround, and obviously successful leadership has played a role. You did not move in there and fire everyone and put new people there. So something happened. How did you mobilize? What have you learned about mobilizing people? What I have heard you say, if I may reflect back, is you told them we can do it. You said we want to be the best in the world and the best we can be. And you kind of showed confidence that it's possible, I'm guessing. But what else have you learned about practically maybe mobilizing all these people?
Adrian, what is important is not to fire people, but the key word that you have used is to mobilize. I believe in situational management. That's my style of management, which means you have to first understand the kind of people that you are dealing with, or the workers that you are dealing with. What is their strengths? What is their weaknesses? And what is it that I need to do to either allow this individual to function better on his own or on her own, or this individual belongs to a group setup. There are those individuals whom, if given a task, they excel. In fact, they are exceptional. And you find that if you put them too much into a group setup, they find it difficult to adjust because they are, the innovators, they want things to happen quickly. And the other group tends to be the maintainers. They want to, follow through, make sure that things are happening. So it is incumbent upon a leader in terms of situational management to identify where you can best use such individuals. I'm a big believer in teams that function right across the spectrum in the environment that we operate in, since we've got quite a number of people on site. And it's very difficult to find a superwoman or a superman. So it's important to then, combine and harness these skills. One, you motivate. Two, you keep your feet on the ground, meaning you physically walk and be with your own people while they are working, which then talks to a point of sacrificing your own personal time and be with people on the ground in that control room where they are producing electricity. Go to the plant, understand what are the intricacies and challenges that they are faced with. And the most important point for me is to motivate, mobilize, and be with them at the cold front. By cold front, I mean where things are very, very difficult. It could be Sunday night, early hours of the morning. At times, be at work, believe it or not, for 48 hours, nonstop.
Mm.
By so doing, your people tends to believe in you. Much as the organization is there to give guidance in terms of the processes, but they start believing that the leader indeed is right in saying, we can make it, we can be the best power station in the world.
And it sounds like you're on your way there now. What's it like at the moment? I mean, still feet on the ground, still motivation, all those things still apply, but what a different, I mean, you're smiling. So it's a very different world than a year ago, isn't it? I mean, what a contrast.
Yes, it is good. It is good. It feels good. But one must, give credit where it's due. The point that I've mentioned regarding recognition, I think the current board has done a lot under the leadership of Dr. Mteto and the GCEO, Mr. Den Marugane. I think they've come to the party. Obviously, the government has played its part. However, them lending us an ear when we talk about recognizing people and listening to us when we give suggestions, for me, that has been a major turnaround. Suffice to say, yes, today you are recognizing me for good leadership, but it wouldn't have been possible without such people above us. But indeed, yes, it really feels good. But what is even more important for me is that you don't have load shedding in such a beautiful area of South Africa. And long may it continue. Like the minister once said, we should stop counting. It should be our way of life. What we now need to do is to ensure that beyond making power available and going forward and making sure that there's no load shedding, we need to drive our costs down in order for the South Africans to have access to energy. The main aim is to make sure, as per the minister's comment the other day, that it has to be, the energy has to be available and be accessible to all and sundry. That is going to be the next challenge, and that talks to the efficiencies with which we run our business, and that level of consciousness that says these assets which are here are not only ours, but we have to keep them intact for the next generations to come. And therefore, when we leave one day, we must leave them intact.
Christopher Nani, General Manager, Kusile Power Station, congratulations. Thank you for sharing some thoughts with us. We certainly would like to learn more from you in the future, but for now, the award is yours. It's your team's. Thank you to all of them. Please convey our gratitude to them. And we certainly believe that we will yet find some successful leaders in your area anyway. It's not just you. So we thank you for your time today.
Thank you very much, Adrian. Much appreciated. Long may this vision continue. Like I said earlier on, we need more leaders in various spaces of our society. Thank you, sir.